Happy Wednesday, Warriors. It's Justin from Bodiezbyj, and it is an all-new WOW, Words of Wisdom Wednesday, episode 2. So today, we're going to be covering our software. Now this goes for our personal training software that we use with workouts, with routines. This also goes for our nutrition software, and I'm going to kind of cover both for new personal trainers. Now this whole series that I'm doing every Wednesday, it is kind of dedicated to trainers, online trainers, personal coaches, personal trainers that are kind of struggling to get business, make 10, 15,000 a month. If you're not making that as a trainer, you're doing something wrong. And this is going to try to help them out in this world where a lot of people think everything is oversaturated. This will make it a little easier and give you a little bit of insight of what works for me and what works for my personal training company. Been around for about 13 years, extremely successful. First and foremost, we are going to cover our personal training software, and then we will cover our nutrition software. There are a lot of trainer softwares out there. Me personally, I have one that I've been using for about 2 years. I've gone through about 3 or 4 to figure out the one that I have, and it has kind of upped my game drastically. Now, the thing with the software that we have, the reason it makes things so much easier is because it automates a lot of things and it keeps track of a lot of metrics of our clients. Whereas in years ago, we would have our client or personal trainers would have everything written down on an Excel, PDF, Word, and we'd have to keep track of that. We'd have file cabinets, everything written down, this client, and that just sometimes get a little convoluted, sometimes get a little messed up. Software that we use now, we can have all the clients in one place using the same user interface and getting more results from these clients because you kind of see what's going on. You'd have oversight over everything. Now, first and foremost, with the workouts and the training app, it's epic when it comes to training routines and progressions. Because whereas before with trainers and with clients, it would be, something would be written down. I still see it to this day. I see texts written out to clients. This is the workout. This is a nutrition plan. And if it's someone you've been working for a minute and that works for them, perfect. But if it's a new client that you're trying to impress and get on your side in your business, then you may want something a little nicer. The training software has calendars. It will automate everything, so it shows them exactly what their workouts are, their sets, their reps, their days. It has their videos, it has rest periods, it has everything for them, instructions. It will set up their days to check in, so they will check in. For me, I have them every Friday. I have video check-ins, I have Google Form check-ins, and I have a traditional call check-in. They can choose whichever one they want. Some people check in, some people I've had for a year and a half, and they just check in on forms, never talk to them at all. So whatever works for them, but it gives them the option, whether they want to see you, talk to you, or just send a form in. Again, keeping you from having to reach out to them and say, hey, how's everything going? What's changing? This and that. You can take those check-ins that are automated to them every week, and it will show, boom, this is their weight, this is what their weight was, this is what their waist was, this is what their waist is, and you can change from there, because progression is key when it comes to training. Also with the personal training software, it gives them the ability to look forward, see their calendar, see past phases, see where they moved up from, see where they came from. Now with their metrics that they gather, whether I'm taking the measurements in person or whether they're taking it if it's an online client, it will gather all their metrics, their weight, their height, their arms, shoulders, neck, everything, and it compiles all this and it keeps them all up to date, keeps them all in like a little folder. And what you can do is you can use all that information and you can create charts and graphs. You can see, hey, arms are staying this size, chest is going up when I'm at this weight, bulking up here, leaning up here. And again, it gives you so much more oversight on what the client's doing to help them progress even more. It also has this chat group, not used super often, but it allows the clients that I have to kind of communicate with each other if they're having issues with the app, if they have any questions, if you're doing something fun and say, hey, this worked for me, they can kind of choose the group chat and tell everyone, hey, this is awesome, this is what's going and working for me. Pretty successful so far with the app. I haven't really had many programs. Obviously with most softwares, there will be ups and downs, some maintenance here, but as far as the one that I'm using, it actually goes pretty well. Now, as far as the app as well, I have everything able to be synced over to my software, my app, through a Fitbit, Apple Watch, or MyFitnessPal. Again, a lot less things you have to do as your clients are working out, as they're rating their workouts, as they are filling their nutrition plans, which we'll talk about later. It will sync everything over to your app or your training software, and it will show you John Smith, he has this many calories left to go, he went this over, he's on meal 4 and he's over his fats by 14 grams. And you can see and have an oversight and be like, hey, what are you doing? Why are you eating too much? Maybe you are upping them wrong. Also, something I touched on a second ago, gives the ability for the clients to rate the workout 1 through 10. And now this is very clutch, because if you start seeing your clients start rating workouts like below 7, 6 and below, there's going to be an issue. You're obviously not pushing them hard enough. Depending on their level of fitness, you still want to push them. One person's 7 might be another person's 4, but you have to make sure you know what they're at. And now as they rate their workouts, you can start seeing it was hard. As that month or that phase progresses, you can start seeing it gets easier. Again, that is where we can go around and switch things around. Also, if you phase someone up and then you get like 1 out of 10, you can see, hey, maybe I made a mistake in the plan, maybe they forgot to rate it correctly, or maybe there was something wrong with the software. And gives you a little bit of oversight when they check everything in, that everything's going right. Now with progressions, instead of, if they're in a very, very good progression, and you don't necessarily need to completely redefine those workouts every phase, you could set up progressions to where it will progress them as they go through the phase, again, without you having to go in and do that for yourself. Because remember, time is money. And just because you're not in the gym, when you're here, your time is money. So you have to make as much free time available to either make more money, relax, or get more work done. The training software is key. It also automates check-ins, like I said, the metrics input and everything like that. And the check-ins are pretty clutch when it comes to, like I said, really understanding what your client wants, needs, and how you need to change. There are a bunch of different softwares out there. What I would do is just get 1, 2, or 3, get the free sample or the free trial, and then use them on a couple different clients, because you want to see what works better for them. The user interface, maybe prettier colors, maybe the design's a little better, and that might work for them. And you'll see one that people will start gravitating more towards, and then switch over to that. Now, 2, let's touch on the nutrition software. Some personal training softwares out there have a overlap to where they also do nutrition. What I've found is most of the personal training softwares are really good at personal training, garbage on nutrition. The nutrition softwares are really garbage on the training, but they're great on nutrition. I have 2 separate, but they sync together over to my app. Now, with the nutrition software I work on, again, it's clutch. So you're not necessarily sending a PDF or a Word file or something to somebody to where they have to see something, check it off. This is what I ate, this is what I ate, this is what I ate. My software, it gives you the ability to track, log everything in, and syncs over to my app. As far as their programming, it gives them enough rope to not hang themselves with. They'll have their macros set, and they can go and change anything they want in the nutrition plan, anything they want. But it won't allow them to change it out of that macro plan. Again, you can't change like a pizza for a pear, but if you don't like steak and you want to change it, you can go in there and switch it up for one meal, all meals, and it will continue to change or create the macros. If you change it with chicken or pork or whatever, the macros will stay the same, relatively, about 5% off or on. Nutrition software clutch. They could also print out their grocery list, which is so easy. A lot of clients don't like to take that meal plan and then try to go to the store and figure it out. Plus, they shouldn't be figuring out that on their own. That's not something they should be doing. That's something you should be doing. With the nutrition software, it will auto-populate and keep correcting and sending out new grocery lists every time you change. And another easy way that we could phase, because again, remember, every 5 pounds up or down, we need to change that plan. So as they're checking in, you're seeing their weight go down or weight go up. That's where you need to start adjusting their meal plan. Their progression and their progress is continuing with their meals and their food, because when you're 180, you're going to need different food than when you're 200 pounds, or vice versa. Well, you can't keep that same meal plan. It makes it super clutch for everyone. These are 2 things that I would absolutely get. And like I said, try different ones that are out there. There are a few other softwares that I'm going to touch on, where payment, call collecting, sales funnel softwares that I will touch on a different episode. This one is just the 2, the training software and the nutrition software. But as new personal trainers, if you are, or struggling personal trainers, if you are finding yourself at home after you work out, writing plans and doing nutrition plans and contacting clients and getting their check-ins, and you're spending hours in the morning, hours at night, you are just wasting your time. And remember, time is money. So try to make your life a little easier. step up your game. And again, if you are a personal trainer or a coach that is making under 10 to 15,000 a month, then we need to talk. I hope you use these Wednesday episodes to help you make your program a little bit better. And if you do have any questions, if you do have any suggestions, you can always leave them in the comments. You can DM me, send an Instagram, phone numbers on Instagram, anything that would help you out. Any coaches out there that would like assistance or that thinks they need to step their game up, I've been doing this for about 13 years. A lot of trainers at the current gym that I work out right now, I have trained them to be in-person trainers and I've trained them to be online coaches, and some rather successful. Like I said, what I would do is, if this is you, paper, pencil, PDF, step back, take a couple days, look at some software, find some stuff that works for you and your clients. Because I guarantee you, there's gonna be a little learning curve for a couple weeks, but once that automation and those systems get set up in place, you're set. And it will make your life way easier. More time equals more money, equals more freedom. Everyone out there, you have a wonderful Wednesday. Next Wednesday, we will have episode 3. Make sure you tune in. Beginning will be on Instagram, ending will be on YouTube. Stay motivated, trust the process.